presentation when he was discussing primary roads, secondary roads, and our interstate roads. Something I was not aware of until I became a member of this committee 10 or 12 years ago that I think would be worthwhile to some of our newer members. When it comes to roads inside the cities or municipalities, and the state roads, the primary roads, are all paid for by the state if they go through, like Highway 17 in Jacksonville goes through the city of Jacksonville, so it's maintained by the state. The city is not responsible for any of those primary roads inside the municipality. So I thought it was worthwhile to mention that because I never knew that until I became a part of this committee. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Shepard. We're going to move on to Representative Clark.
Thank you so much. I have two questions for Aaron. Thank you so much for putting together all this work. It's extremely impressive. First question on the Canadian banknote. You recommend staying with them for the digital mobile license, but you also said it's important that we use a provider that has experience with MDL. So can you confirm that they have done MDL in other states?
Representative Clark, I would say just up front, this is not our recommendation. This is one that comes from DMV.
Yes.
And they might actually be able to answer this question a little better.
If DMV's here, can you please answer that question that was posed by Representative Clark? Yes, sir, if you would. Thank you, Commissioner.
If you'll hold this very close so they can hear you.
Sure. Good morning, Wayne Goodwin, DMV Commissioner. It's my understanding, based upon the reports given to us and presentations, that CBN STI, which is the United States company that's located in Danville, Virginia, that they have experience with doing MDL.
Thank you, Commissioner. Hold on one moment. Maybe Representative Clark, do you have another DMV question?
No, for ferry is my second question. Thank you.
You're off the hot seat for the first time this week, Commissioner. Thank you, sir, for being here. Representative Clark, your question about ferries.
Thank you. So on chart 33 for the ferry replacement scenarios, you recommend, it was recommended to the body to do 10. I'm curious, and looking at the numbers, it looks like scenario 5 is better across the board significantly, except for the 20-year cost. But over 50 years, it's significantly more cost efficient. So I'm just curious why I'm not seeing why we would not have recommended 5.
That's for the ferry division, correct?
Yeah.
Thank you for the question. The ferry division, if you could please maybe address Representative Clark's question. Thank you.
Hold it close. Yes. To answer your question, it was a combination of the 20-year cost that we were really looking forward to, and then just the ability to build them, to contract out that many vessels. It's a tall order. And the primary driver in the 50-year there was the inflation. We were assuming inflation there. So the longer it takes to build, the more expensive the overall replacement would be.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would just push back. I still think the numbers are significantly better for scenario 5. So I just asked to look at that a little bit more, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Representative Clark. We're going to, we do have a 10 o'clock meeting coming in. I know that we have Representative Adams who has a question, and then we'll entertain one more after that.
Thank you. Regarding the Department of Motor Vehicles outsourced activities, who negotiates those contracts?
Another DMV question.
I would go ahead and defer to DMV.
Commissioner Goodwin, would you kindly answer the question, please? Welcome back to the hot seat, Commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a long answer really is more appropriate there. It depends upon what the subject of the contract is. There are a lot of subject matter experts involved, and it goes through the procurement process, the contract process. You got lawyers, you got procurement experts, you got the subject matter experts, you've got DIT if it involves IT. So the negotiating of contracts involves a lot of folks that do not include me mostly. I want to be clear about that.
Thank you, sir. All right, and the last question would be Representative Budd.
Thank you. Sorry, Commissioner Goodwin. One more. But you're not in the hot seat, not to worry. I just had a question. It was a very thorough study with regards to essentially modernizing the DMV with regards to things like plates. But one of the things I noticed is that the recommendations related to cost savings didn't actually have any figures attached to them. I wondered if you had those figures, and if so, can we get those?
We'll be happy to provide any calculations and the likes after this meeting. A lot of what was presented here obviously was an executive summary of an executive summary, so we'll be delighted to provide anything you need. And the same to Madam Chair and to any other members.
Thank you all. Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you all for being attentive and available to this great presentation. And thank you, Fiscal, for having that. We will move rail to another day that we will send out short to Thursday. Very good. Thank you all. Meeting is adjourned.